Moanin'.
Burrito.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Juice in the Morning. I am your host, Justin Juice Kelly. To my left is the best co-host a guy could ask for, Shane Jones. How are you doing today, man?
I'm good, man. I appreciate that.
I was asking you off the mic if you are a Chicago Cubs fan because you're wearing the Cubs shirt.
As much as everyone in this city will hate me, I am not. Wear this to work, which is nice. Instead of wearing a black T-shirt, I'm actually a Atlanta Braves fan. But I do love me some baseball. So,
how did your baseball fandom start?
Well, when I was a kid, I played a lot of baseball.
Yeah.
So in turn, I watched a lot of baseball. And for whatever reason, when I was a kid, Chipper Jones, he has the same last name as me.
Oh yeah.
And his first name is Chipper.
Did he play for the Braves?
He did.
Oh, there you go.
And he's a third baseman, and he was played outfield for a little bit.
Nice.
But there was Andrew Jones that also played for the Braves, and then just that like '90s crew of Braves players like Greg Maddux and
Deion Sanders.
Yeah, I guess he played Atlanta Falcons and Atlanta Braves at the same time.
That's insane.
I had a poster that was really badass that I wish I still had. It was like Deion Sanders cut right down the middle, and one half was him with his football thing on, the other half
that
was
is really cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty sweet.
Badass.
Well, across from me, back again, is Kevo. How you doing today, man?
Not too bad. I'm here.
You're recovering, right?
I'm
recovering from a long week.
Graduation week is done, and it is over.
Yeah.
Partied a little bit too hard last night, and still feeling the after effects today.
And Little Five is a big thing down in Bloomington.
Yeah.
Good times.
Way better than the Grand Prix or whatever that shit they got going on at Purdue.
I don't understand the Grand Prix. Like, what is that?
I don't know.
Is it like
a rip off of anything they do at IU?
Just a bunch of fat girls.
a bunch of jean jackets somewhere. Have you seen those like videos on Old Row of just like there's like an escalator and there's like 17 off jean jackets?
It's a uniform.
It's like an FFA convention, probably.
Oh yeah.
And to the
that's
right,
corduroy, but
to the right, the voice you hear is Ryan Kelly. How you doing today, man?
I'm lovely.
Question: Is that headband an old sleeve or?
It's an old sleeve.
It's the best way to do it.
Damn, cut
it
off.
Is, yeah.
Put it
I love you have the shortest hair in the room, and you have a head.
That's like
sweatband.
That's like the millennial bandana now, right?
All I can think about is like that guy's gonna do some kind of cardio later. We're not sure.
I don't know. It's been around.
Pop this on, you get some ad pee.
I just got introduced to what is it?
It's the Zumiez guy.
The Zumiez guy.
Yeah, I've seen it before, and I was very.
Zoom.
I think Ryan could be our Bryce if you. I mean, that voice you got it on.
Saw dude.
Yo, let's go to Wetzel's Pretzels and get twisted, dude.
That's great. All right, good start. Here we go.
So we have quite a few topics today that I'm passing over to Shane.
I'm the topic guy.
You are the topic guy. So we were on the We Are Libertarians podcast just last week.
Yeah,
it comes out on Friday. I appreciate Chris Spangle having us out because it was good. It was good to talk about.
It was good, but I've never left anywhere feeling like such an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt dumb, but also I felt like it's hard to get your point out there when we don't follow their like
he puts a lot of time into the things that he talks about, does a lot of reading, so it's hard to come up against that when I'm just walking in. I'm like, what do you want to talk about? Yeah.
For his listeners, it was interesting for me. Had a blast, obviously.
Yeah. I'm over here like, who's going to be the next Captain America? I don't know. He's going to die. Doing politics, so
no, they're great guys. And then was it James Neese?
Yeah,
is running for. I'm terrible. Congress or something like that. But he was also on the episode. It was he's one of those guys that if you were around him, you would not think he was running for office. Like he's a very intelligent, smart, well-spoken dude, but he's definitely part of the, I would say, like the freak crowd. If you ever watched or ever read Hunter S. Thompson genre.
just glad you guys are back and back to like Zumiez guy references.
Dude, there's
versus
something
all
about
that smart shit.
I love talking about the stuff that we talk about, but I mean, I enjoy getting out of the box every once in a while, talking about some things that we know nothing about.
Well, and they definitely, like, he asked us, he was like, I feel like he mentioned during the podcast, he felt like he was losing, but it's not, he was losing me. I was just like, I'm not talking because I'm interested in hearing what you guys have to say about stuff.
It was almost like information overload.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, okay. By the time he had already brought up a new thing, I was still like trying to figure out the first thing.
Yeah, and thinking about, like, my issue is I'll think of something, and then and this happens during this podcast too, where we'll like get so far past that subject, it's hard to figure out a way to bring it back around.
All right, Ryan's fired.
I was like, where is that coming from? What is that sound?
But that was the Facebook Live, I think, that you were on just for a second. Yeah. So if you guys are joining us, thank you. I appreciate it. It's been a blast. But we also might start working on a Patreon account or something like that, so that the live stream will be, you have to pay for it.
Secret.
It's secret.
That's what they do over at We Are Libertarians.
But we do want to talk about something that we talked about on Libertarians, and it's the topic of a certain lady who went to prom and wore a Asian-inspired dress.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about this on a very serious matter. I'm sure there'll be a little more jokes. Yeah. But it all goes back to cultural appropriation, and basically a guy online, I guess of Asian descent, got a little upset that this what we would call as a white girl. Yeah. Basic white girl maybe wore something that she saw and liked, and there's some controversy involved.
Yeah. I think he said something like, "My culture isn't your fucking style," or something like that.
Isn't your goddamn prom dress.
Exactly.
Now, in his profile picture, this guy's Asian. He's knocking her for cultural appropriation.
Is he wearing a Thrasher shirt?
Back to the Zumiez kid.
He's wearing a Thrasher shirt.
Old boy he's rocking Vans shoes.
Yeah.
Just total like skater style, backwards hat. Like, bro, appropriating my culture is not your goddamn.
Well, I watched
picture
Your Mom's House the other day, which is Tom Segura and his wife, and they had Bobby Lee. Bobby Lee's an Asian guy, and he made a really good point. He's like, look at me right now. I'm wearing Western clothing, and, I'm not sitting here in like a gi, in like what I was for Asians while I'm here in the United States or whatever. So I just think it's like, and what we talked about, it's one of those things where people just, anytime that they can get out anything.
Victim mentality.
So it's like,
pathetic.
It's like, I think there was two people, they're like, yeah, or they're like, man, come on.
Yeah.
Who fucking cares? Yeah.
It's like from a different, I guess, culture. How do you feel about it?
White people suck.
If I come here next Sunday with like a coconut bra on and
it is what it is, man.
Mahalo.
Right?
I mean, I think it's.
I always get the question like, do you surf? I'm like, no, dude, I'm fucking terrible at it. Like,
you do that thing where
you must surf.
The most racist thing we've had on here so far.
And I think I'm actually going to start doing that as I walk around the city of Indianapolis.
I feel like you have lighter fluid and like throwing batons on you at some. No, and they in the car? Or?
That is how we light ourselves on fire, actually.
Yeah, it's never been you wear a bush, a dry bush on your pants, and then you're always just thought there's a lot of people who have went to the hospital for that at some point.
It's like forgetting Sarah Marshall. He's like, he's like, they're not Native Americans, dude.
Okay, now that we're sitting here just cracking up at
nobody's a fan of a dry bush.
That's true.
So like my thought process on it is, a lot of people don't want to like be 100% like I'm American. Like they want to be like, soft about things. And in my opinion, the reason that we exist in America and because we do appropriate other people's cultures and styles and kind of create them and make them our own in a big conglomerate. Like it's awesome. Mm-hmm. Like that's a good thing.
It just seems like another way to divide everyone. Yeah, if we're in we live what's called a melting pot. The United States is a melting pot. So if you start saying you can't wear this and you can't wear this and that, you're just dividing a extremely racially different community and making everybody dress this way. That's not going to happen in America because it's a melting pot.
See white guys with Rasta hats.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And if I see one more black guy wearing a kilt,
Your shit.
Nobody-
Get out of here.
like that, your goddamn Friday night.
If I see one more Mexican guy with a Hitler stash, I swear to God.
Done and over.
It's like it's style. I mean, like she was wearing it, and it's a compliment to the culture. She's like, oh, I really like your
Exactly.
guys' style.
Exactly.
But like, why are you taking it as like?
Then waves, like, wow, like someone thinks, our
And she was
culture
making
is cool.
fun of it. Like to an extent, I understand like even like the Halloween costumes. It's like it's a little too cringy for me.
Yeah.
But I get it, like because it's kind of like being made as a joke.
Yeah.
Now this wasn't made as a joke. It's a prom dress. She
No,
liked the style. She thought it was beautiful.
I agree.
It was
Pretty good, too.
style.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, she is a high schooler, so that's,
Hey, I'm just saying. It would look good.
she was a very,
And
very
it was
pretty girl.
original, and somebody on the PTO Unlimited podcast made a really good point. They said she was covered up, and
Yeah.
most dresses nowadays for prom
Yeah,
and stuff,
dude.
they're trying to like wear a big prom.
Yeah,
dude,
whatever
what the
they can
hell's
get
wrong
with
with
and
you
their
guys?
whole back showing.
It's prom. Chill out.
But I think at the end of the day that intentions plays a big part in this. I think if she, had ill intentions, it would have been a lot different. But since she is just like,
Yeah, if she was wearing like the Sweet D, like that episode of Always Sunny where she's got the teeth,
that would have been.
that'd be fucked up.
But instead,
Then
she
it's
was like,
okay.
I really enjoyed the way that this dress looks from a specific culture, and I decided to wear it.
it was-
And you look good in it. You're not. You had to get angry about it at some point. So.
If she like dyed her hair jet black and had like the little
Chopsticks.
chopsticks in her, then it's like okay, this is like
I wouldn't even been mad at the chop.
I don't know. I have no opinion really. I don't. It doesn't
It's just-
bother me either way.
Yeah, it's
I just think it's annoying because
It's-
it's a bunch. It's too whiny.
And
'Cause
what's
he was
also
like
really funny is
outraged.
Right.
they as soon as anybody does anything like on the internet and gets famous, everybody is searching everything that you've ever posted, and he posted some pretty controversial,
Oh, yeah, like, hates white
racist
people.
things. So
Yeah.
just don't post. Like, I mean, I kind of want to get famous. I kind of want to go viral in some way, shape, or form at some point.
I mean, let's not do it
I can't-
racially.
I just can't wait to see what's going to happen. Like when people dig up all of my past transgressions.
You're screwed.
Yeah. The thing is, I think
Couple
most of it.
ones.
I think most of it wasn't recorded, so I think that's a good thing.
That's good. Moving on.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we're talking about bucket list items, things that we want to do before, like that. All those great actors like Morgan Freeman, Jack Nicholson, and some other guy that's less popular than those two guys.
So really,
Who is the third guy, please?
I think
Someone
that
tell me.
movie was bucket list, right?
Yeah, yeah.
it was called the bucket
They're
list.
like,
Let's
Yeah.
look at the cast.
While you look that up, I'll give
look
you
at the
guys.
cost.
I'll give you guys what made me think of this topic. So, sitting there, scroll, saw a rapper talking on like he was using a wad of cash like a cell phone, and that like
Signature move.
immediately made me think, I want that to be added to my bucket list, which is to have a picture of myself someday with a wad of cash talking into it like a cell phone.
I could do that tonight, not with hundreds, but I
See,
get,
that's
at
what I'm
the end of the
saying.
night at
With
Scotty's, I
ones?
have a lot of ones and 20s and 10s and maybe a couple hundreds, but I could just put them in a band, not a Band-Aid, a rubber band, and put them up to my ear and take a picture, I guess.
Yeah, but that would have to be folded, right? Like they wouldn't be like a long ways.
Or you could rob a
stacked.
bank and then you can snap a photo right as the police
They're
is, like,
tackling
you. to
Pass.
the ground. Yeah.
Pass. Or two people like me and you both have this like, well, it'd be cool if we took, so we could just go and you get some money, I get some money. If you put the money together, it'd probably
Yeah.
make a brick of
There
money
you
and we
go.
could take some pictures and then,
I
go
think-
put it back in our bank
I
account.
think it's also part of the context of me doing it. Like I have to be able to have that much money.
As long as you're wearing that tank top when you do it.
This is a nice tank top.
Have you ever
My
been to
little
St.
brother
George
bought me.
Island by chance, or
I have not
Oh,
actually.
is St. George Island.
it's in the Panhandle? It's down by
My little brother went there and brought
Florida?
it back,
yeah, Tallahassee, maybe a little farther down, but I've been there a lot when I was a kid.
and it matches my orange Sperry's. So it's
Nice.
like one
You
of
got
the.
some orange Sperry's. Phew.
Are they like leopard print orange?
No, come on, come on. Who was the third guy?
Okay, so we were thinking about like two of the same movies. Bucket List is just Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman. Great movie.
Oh,
But
the
the
other
other
one's
one's going in style.
the British
more
guy.
recent.
The
Michael
British guy.
Caine.
Michael Caine.
Alan Arkin is like the grumpy
Michael
white
Caine.
guy.
He's like,
I don't have any money in my pension.
And he teaches
My pension's all run out.
A lady.
Yeah.
Oh, I want you to sit down. And you are such a sloppy bitch. That's Michael Caine.
And he was also
He was Batman's brother.
Yeah, so I've already thought of
his name is Alfred.
Yeah, what's his name again?
And then also he was Austin Powers' dad, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we shag later? Shag? I don't even know at this point.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Gold member.
No,
Insert any British old guy, and he's probably that guy.
Yeah.
I'm already coming up with ideas because of the Michael Caine impression, guy impression. Like
Can we also talk about how Morgan Freeman's in Batman along with Michael Caine?
Weird. What a connection.
Because he plays like his other Alfred, kind of like his Wayne Tower Alfred. He's like, does it come in black? You know what I'm talking about? When he gets the tumbler.
what is that guy's name too? In that, that's Morgan Freeman is his like his weapons guy.
Yeah, so he's like,
his name
he works at Wayne Tower and he has all that stuff on stock, and he's like, eventually tells him like, hey, I got all this money, but he's like, obviously you're not using it for that.
Do you remember the little Weasley guys like trying to like bribe him? And he's like, do you really want to bribe somebody that goes out in the middle of the night and beats the crap out of?
Is it the place scary?
No. This guy's like some like stock trader or whatever. He's trying to get money out of Batman.
But he's like the little Weasley guy.
I remember. Yeah, I remember that guy.
And he's just Morgan Freeman's like, do you want to like try to blackmail somebody who goes out at night and beats the crap out of people?
He wasn't in the movie for very long.
Okay, good. Because
It
I'm
was
just
one
like,
quick scene.
Yeah. Can we talk about how the way that ended? I don't know this obviously, but Joseph Gordon-Levitt looked like he was about to be some Robin.
Dude, what happened to that? They just
Christian
they're
Bale
like,
probably
I was
like
really looking forward to that.
Christian Bale's like, if you don't give me $8 billion, I'm not doing the next one.
Yeah.
Ben
It would
Affleck
be-
came in.
It would be very exciting though. Robin's kind of lame. I mean, you got Batman movie. Like,
yeah.
he's like
A Robin origin
Batman's
movie?
like lapdog.
Okay, first of all, let's talk
And
about
these little tiny.
let's
tights.
talk about-
It's kind of weird.
in the comic books, but since when do they take the straight out of the comic books the way they look and make it into the?
Oh, was he becoming Robin or like Nighthawk? Isn't that his?
See, that would be a cool like transition into showing him, and like the first movie would be him, and it shows like his family. They were all acrobats and all that stuff. They die. He becomes, I'm sad, and then Batman finds him, and then eventually helps him turn into Robin. Later on, Nighthawk, but there's also like
Nightwing, I think.
Or Nightwing.
Nighthawk.
Is it Nighthawk? I don't know.
I think it's Nightwing.
I can't remember.
because it's Batman inspired still.
But in Batman vs Superman, they make a reference to Robin's death, like briefly, because it's like case, and it's like the Robin, and then they make a
different
Joker kill because Joker killed him,
beat him to death with a
So
crowbar.
then, like you see that, like what shit was that? I mean, what are they gonna do?
Yeah, that was a cool part of that though. But the new Batman is in the future when Batman had already been Batman for like 10 or 15 years or something like that. I don't know specifically, but that's why Robin's already dead and they've already been through all that, because I'm pretty sure Joker kills Robin with a crowbar, beats him to death.
Mm-hmm. The little bitch that he is.
Oh man, I love like Teen Titans. Me and my daughter watch that all the time.
I think
and
Teen Titans
I
goes
think
awesome.
Robin is such a badass. Hit the dorky shorts and he looks like a complete dork, but you can make him cool when he's like fighting Slade and doing all this stuff. And
Well, he was in the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger and George.
Nipples.
Yeah, and they tried to make him cool. He was on the crotch rocket.
Yeah, but they made him an idiot because he kept arguing with like.
Get it, man.
She loves me and you're jealous. That's what it was. Anyways,
Sometimes I think she gets me more than you do, Batman.
You were totally right.
See, told you.
you know things.
And didn't he have a brief stint as the Red Hood before he became?
No, I
Nightwing?
think it's after.
That's actually killing people.
I think there's like 3 different Robins. There's like Dick Grayson, I think, is one of them. And then I don't know the other one's names.
There's one that's actually like Batman's son.
Yes.
I'm big into watching those like cartoon movies.
But Batman's son also later on is Batman Beyond, and that's his actual son. I think there's one. I don't know.
There's too much.
But there really is like 3 different Robins with 3 different stories. Like there's the original Dick Grayson, I think, who had like his parents were the
artist.
Yeah, and then after that, I'm not really sure how all that pans out. But
there's just so much.
Let's talk back to bucket list items. I think it'd be copacetic for us to
copacetic.
The Pope is athletic.
The Pope is athletic.
Let's all pick one thing that we would have to put on our bucket list, and we'll move on.
No, let's start with me.
Headbands.
Like all over the wall, bro.
I already said my cash. I already said my cash thing. I feel like we done the whole list though. Like I have a pretty long, extensive list.
Yeah.
Own a Rolex is one of them too. A lot of them involve money.
Go ahead, Kevo.
That's weird, man. Wanted to exor balls.
Okay.
Like down a mountain.
So that's like the ones that you're like in the middle of?
Yeah, you put water in it and you just go down.
That's insane.
I don't know if I'd ever, I don't know about the whole living afterwards, but yeah, just to ride in it would be amazing.
And where would you want to do it? Because I feel like
I just said on the side of the mountain.
I know, but like which mountain?
You gotta pick a mountain.
I feel like you have to. Is
this a volcanic mountain or a normal mountain? Are we doing like Rocky Mountains? Are we doing like Kilimanjaro? What are we doing here?
Yeah, Kilimanjaro. I like that. Yeah, let's go there.
Okay,
let's go to Africa.
That's good. I like
let's
that.
Rock. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Africa.
Cool running. I don't know.
Baby.
No idea what you're talking
This
about.
Africa voice.
That's your Africa voice?
Yeah, not good.
I like it.
You don't like it?
Super,
no, it's great, actually.
Super racist.
Like, I actually thought you were from Kenya right there.
Yeah. At least I didn't go Black Panther. I don't know what Black Panther says.
Like
Wakanda forever.
Yeah, Wakanda forever.
All I know is he does this.
Yes.
Dude, have you seen that meme where he's like, his eyes are like rolled back in his head and he's like, I'm so tired of fucking doing this.
I love the fact that Chadwick Boseman now thinks that he is the real life Black Panther.
He's awesome, though.
He's a great dude, but
Yeah.
like everywhere he goes now, he's always
definitely, yeah.
like he's wearing the outfit. He's just everywhere.
He's
Someone said that-
culturally appropriating Wakanda.
The audio's cutting in and out.
Oh, well, that happens.
What are you going to pick over there, guy?
Bucket list item. I don't know. I got like basic bucket list items like visit Greece and Rome.
Yeah.
Huge history.
I'm with that.
Snowboard in the Swiss Alps.
That would be cool.
That'd
I
be
didn't know
kinda
you were a
cool.
snowboarder.
I like to snowboard. It's fun.
He likes to shred some gnar.
Some nuts. A lot.
Mine would probably be whoever wants to come with me, but let's do the old Wade Boggs from Always Sunny, where we try to drink as many beers on a flight as we can, and then you write it on your shirt.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun and
would
a
be
really
fun.
funny, good story. So maybe for my bachelor party, if we travel to Vegas or do something crazy like that, we could
Do the Wade Boggs.
Yeah, I don't know.
That'd be so expensive though.
How many was he supposed to
plain
get
beers
down?
are
Well,
like
I found out you can
$5.
take the portable little mini bottles with you through TSA.
How many though? They just let you like.
100.
I have a bottle. Can I bring a bottle of Jack? Just.
You might be able to. Like, it could be equivalent because I don't think there's a limit on.
I'm just gonna say if I make it through with that bottle of Jack, there's a good chance we're gonna have to stop at some point and like land early or turn around. They're gonna be like, "We're gonna have to turn around, sir."
Yeah, you just put it in your toiletries bag because it's 3 ounces is the most you can have.
That's a way better
So it's
idea than what
liquid.
I was gonna do.
So
I was just
you
gonna put it
shove
right
all
up my
in-
butt.
You just want to put stuff in your butt.
Yeah,
though.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Still do. We all know you still want to do that. So go for it.
I've been doing one thing, one,
Stretching it out.
two.
So like the
three.
Jack bottle's like the size of your
My
Fiji bottle right here. Do
Yeah.
you think that was
Just right in.
He just sits on it.
With or without KY.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out.
Hey, I got a joke for you guys. It's related. Jelly and jam.
I don't know.
You can't jelly your dick in my ass. You can't jelly that Shane's ass.
Amazing.
That's pretty funny.
I saw my opportunity. I'll tell you.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you saw it right there.
I have this work, and his name is Dave George, and he is literally one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life. But he was like, we were just sitting there, and this guy that I worked with, he doesn't work with us anymore, but he's like, yeah, dude, I was a wrestler in high school. And Dave George goes, yeah, wrestling dicks in your ass. But it was so on the spot and just like immediate that I was like, yeah, I'm pretty good at wrestling dicks in your ass. And then everyone just was like, oh.
I wonder how long he's just been
I know, he had that one holstered, ready to go, one in the chamber. All right.
Those are good bucket list items, though. Mine are pretty easy.
Yeah, I just think it'd be funny to do something really outrageous.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that.
Avengers Infinity War. This is probably going to be a good 75-minute conversation.
Let's talk.
So
Ryan, don't talk.
I'm out of here. See you guys later.
Just for the listeners, go ahead and pause right here.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
And I'll put something in later to tell you exactly how long we do talk about this.
Well, let's be honest though. If you haven't seen it by now,
no, I think it's important just to say spoiler alert, and then after that, I don't think
skip through.
Yeah, let's
if you need to.
I mean, if you hear more Infinity talk as you fast forward, then I don't know what to tell you.
So Spider-Man, he comes through, and Star-Lord is like, "What's?" And then Wolverine comes out of nowhere,
and he's like,
picks a fight with what's his name?
Black Panther.
Black Panther. Yeah.
About as I was walking out of the theater, this dad was walking with his kids, and I didn't know how to feel about this because, I don't know, I just judged him. Judgment later, yeah. But he goes, "Oh, you think Superman will be in the next one?" Or
the guy said that to
and
his
it
kid?
Man, come on.
That really bummed you out.
And then
that's just terrible for that kid.
And there's a little scene at the end that shows
I thought dads were supposed to be role models. Like, what the fuck?
And you know the little thing that they showed in the little spoiler? Well, he was like, yeah, they showed some kind of symbol, and you think that's like, Superman coming back? And I just was like,
good Lord.
I wanted to be like, sir, and you don't teach your kids that shit, all right?
How about if he was doing it just to mess with the kids?
He might have been.
That sounds like a problem.
Yeah, he could have. That's something my dad would do to
right,
me.
Exactly.
And just try to piss me off.
No, that's not.
I do that.
What? Superman,
I do that
right?
constantly
Superman, right?
with my kid, dude. Like anything.
That's
like
a good
that.
point. But he said it serious. I was just like, God,
well, it worked on Shane for sure.
Yeah, he ruined my whole drive home. That was shitty. But let's talk about some deaths, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, the end. It was interesting because I've never been in a movie theater where at the end people were like they didn't know if they should clap.
That when I was there
because it was good. Completely silent at the same time.
Yeah, a lot of people fucking died.
Yeah.
It's safe to say that I'm pretty sure that anyone that got or they're just incinerated or whatever, whatever.
There's lots of theories, but yeah, definitely just turned to ashes basically.
But it's safe to say that at least Black Panther's coming back. Spider-Man's coming back.
Guardians.
Yeah. It's the point that I made to somebody that I was talking to when I was done watching the movie, which is it almost makes me wish that we lived in a time that we didn't have access to all the films and knowing that there's sequels coming because they've already signed contracts, because that ending would have hit hard, a lot harder if I didn't.
But there are people out there like that guy that said the thing about Superman that probably don't realize that those people are going to come back, and he just thinks he watched a movie that was like, dude, everyone just died?
Yeah.
But there are people in the movie that are not coming back, I'm pretty sure of, and that's people like Loki.
Such a brutal but awesome opening.
And it was cool that he finally, I'm an Asgardian, and, my father was this, and, kind of owned the whole, because all the other movies he's been like, I'm not that's not my see him actually, he had some honor, and he did the right thing and got Hulk to Earth so he could warn the Avengers that Thanos is coming.
What's yourself?
Hemlock?
Heimdall,
yeah.
Damn it, I'm going to stop listening to you. Why do I listen to it?
That's probably a good choice.
Just with pronunciation.
Right, him.
Yeah, he's not coming back.
No,
he's
for
dead.
sure.
Yeah.
He got stabbed through the heart.
Well, it says stories like, my best friend died, my sister dead, my dad's dead, my brother's dead. So it was cool seeing him restart the what was that called? Like the
shit, I don't remember. It's like the Forge or something.
Yeah, it was
like
cool
that.
though. Like he's like taking on of a star.
Yeah,
he was like a Thor was a real badass in this one, especially when he came down and started just fucking everybody up.
Waste to everybody.
Yeah.
I think they made him like extra powerful, and I think that's a cool thing. But it's also one of those things that's like they have a really weird way of, I feel like people's power levels being
changes
like completely wildly different from movie to movie.
Exactly, because in Ragnarok he was like getting his ass beat the whole time, and then in this one out of nowhere he's just fucking everybody up. Yeah. So that was kind of strange to me.
Yeah, he got his ass. All right, so he got his ass kicked in the first few.
Yeah, by Thanos.
Film. Oh, and that too.
Oh, you mean the first part or the first film?
Part.
Yeah, he.
But they didn't really show that fight, which I think is like, I wish I would have seen that.
I thought it was cool to see Thanos and the Hulk like just trading punches.
Yeah,
that was cool to me,
sweet.
and like seeing actually the Hulk being hit by something that actually like affects him and hurts
him up.
I just like the way that this movie was laid out. Like I felt like I was watching different movies. Like it seemed like
there's like 3 different storylines.
Right. They broke the movie up in like 25-minute segments and then blended it all together.
It was like Spider-Man, Iron Man, off doing their own thing.
Right. It was like Thor. It first started off as like a Thor continuation of Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Then it went to a Guardians movie.
And then
the Iron Man movie, then a Guardians movie.
I thought it was so badass when they were in Ireland or whatever. I can't remember what. And the train is going by, and then you see Captain America for the first time.
Dude,
and you're
people,
like,
the crowd went crazy, and what I love, because he's my favorite character, I loved it. Like I was like, yeah, like, and I was like, go along with the crowd. And Jen looked at me and was like, why is everybody so excited about Captain America? Like he's not even the coolest one. And I just was like, shut up, let me enjoy this.
Shut up, you bitch.
Because he is my favorite character. And that's the other thing, I had fully prepared myself for him to die. Like in this film,
I think that's what they did, is they knew that they thought people were gonna because that was gonna happen.
And also from like the comics, like the fact that Captain America does die and then Bucky takes over being Captain America.
When Bucky died and he fell apart, that his arm
didn't just
fall off.
And then Rocky just comes and just takes it.
Yeah, because he wanted it.
That should have happened.
Yeah,
that would have been good.
Beats people with it.
I could see Rocket doing that.
No, that was. But it was just. It was very exciting. People are coming back. They're going to be. I just can't wait to see what happens. Like I feel like they do such a great job of keeping us entertained.
So what's your theory? Who dies, who comes back?
I honestly think that everybody that disappeared has a potential to come back.
Because I think I've heard 2 things, that Ant-Man is the key to all this, and I also heard, and I think that this one's probably more likely, is that Doctor Strange is the one that's going to make everybody come back, because he did that whole thing where he was like thinking of all the 14 million something possibilities, and only one of them they win, and he's going to do some kind of spell or something that come back. I think that's a pretty good, and I think that everyone, like he said, that didn't get disintegrated is gonna be dead forever.
How about if the people who got disintegrated are actually people who live?
That's what the theory. I've heard that theory too. The people that got disintegrated are actually in a different as universe, and then the others are in a different universe.
They were really
yeah.
That's why none of them have contracts to a second or.
Did any of you feel kind of for Thanos at any point?
I did, actually, to be honest. Like when he was with his daughter, and Gamora throwing her off the.
Because it's almost like he believes so much about what he thinks and what he's doing that it's almost like he's insane, and he just thinks that's what's right.
Right. No, I totally sympathized with him. I was like, okay, this movie is really about Thanos.
Yeah. And at the end when he's in on Titan or wherever he is, and he's in that little thing, and he sits and he's like. It sunny, and because he talks about it earlier, he's like, I can't. He's like, what are you going to do after you do this? And he's like, I'm just going to rest,
right? Because
I've been trying to get this done.
He truly believes that there has to be some sort of balance.
But he is very evil in a lot of respects, and torturing his daughters, especially Nebula.
Right,
messing with her.
It was rough.
He doesn't give a shit about her.
Yeah. He's made that replacing all her body parts with robot parts and all that stuff. So he's made that clear.
See, I think she's going to be a huge part.
In the comic books, she's the one that takes the Amazon. Yeah, and she needs something good to happen because she's been trying to kill that dude forever.
She's smoking too, in real life.
Yeah,
smoking.
Yeah,
she was the chick off Jumanji Jumanji. I didn't realize that.
Oh, wow. I didn't either. That's awesome.
Just the pretty girl in Jumanji.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
What character is it?
Nebula. No, and there's not much else I can really say. That if you haven't seen it, you may have gotten it ruined by listening to this, but I don't really think it ruined it. You could still go see it and be
we
very
also
entertained.
Gave you a warning.
Yeah.
So
We did.
No, I know. Go see it anyway.
definitely go see it. We'll do some trivia.
Yeah, let's do it.
About that time, eh, Jep?
Yep.
Okay.
It's time for trivia. Stop the juice.
Can't nobody stop the juice, so tell me, baby, what's the use?
That's it. Stop. Over.
Love it. I like that a lot.
Stop the. Maybe tell me what's.
So the idea behind this segment was that they're going to ask me questions or ask, how are we going to, my plan was to do it where we would compete. So basically I was going to have Kevo ask questions between us three and see who's going to get the right answer.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
So you need to get a piece of paper to him so that we can write down our answers, and that way we're not cheating off of each other.
Okay.
So, like, is it like a Jeopardy thing? Like, are you guys going to beat on the table before?
I think let's do it like in the terms of Final Jeopardy, where we all have an answer, and then we go from each person, and then we could even base it out of like a certain amount of points, and then go from there. But I think
Best out of five.
best out of 5. Sure.
Best out of five?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't have anything to write with.
I've got a Final Jeopardy question.
Sucks.
Sucks.
I guess we could have been more prepared.
No, you're all right.
That's cool.
We'll edit it out or not.
It's authentic.
All right.
It's okay.
You guys ready?
Yes.
All right. Question number 1. On what river did a pilot named Sully make an emergency landing in 2009?
I don't need to write.
Do you know that?
I do, yeah.
100%.
100%.
100%.
See, you're definitely beating
an
me on
easy
that one.
Well,
Because I didn't never actually watch that
I
film.
may not be able to pronunciate, but I can throw down some facts.
I'm still waiting for him.
Yeah.
For juice.
Is this kind of a trick question? Because
Good thing Shane and I are included in this. It's a very famous river.
Well, I'm going to show my
You lost
ignorance.
the first question,
All
bro.
right, go ahead.
All right. Answer.
Hudson.
Ah, Mississippi. I knew it was wrong, but that's the only river I could think
the
of.
Mississippi does not flow anywhere close to New York, sir.
You have Nelly and you still.
Hudson, but it's actually Hudson Bay. So the thing with river, that's why I asked if it was a trick question because it's Hudson Bay.
Was
I guess
it
it's
Hudson
part
Bay?
of
It wasn't the river?
It was part of the river.
Hudson River or Hudson Bay?
It was on the Hudson River. But
Okay,
it was
so
the-
let's give
the
a
Hudson
point.
Bay.
Let's give a
Yeah.
point to
So-
Ryan because I would have been wrong.
Suck
Yep.
it.
Suck it.
Saw, dude.
Let's get twisted. Let's get twisted on some trivia, dude.
All right, here we go. What film series stars Thunder Buddies, Seth MacFarlane, and Mark Wahlberg? Ryan's like, I got this fucking in the bag, homie.
Watch that movie every.
I'll go first this time. It's Ted.
Ted 1 and 2.
Ted.
Ted.
Okay, we all got a point there.
So I was hoping that I could get like a
right.
half a point for the fact that
No.
I said both of them.
No.
See, you're just not being cool.
You can't just
All right.
make up rules as we go.
Oh, I can.
So, I got this right. It's 2-1-1.
Yep.
Okay. Number 3. We need to get like a trophy. Like, what's the person win who gets this correct? Like, can we get like a bowling trophy or something?
We're gonna do something. I'm gonna think more into it and make it better.
All right.
That's what we do. That's what we do at this podcast. Is like I come up with an idea, we do it for a while, and figure out how to make it more entertaining.
Yeah,
we're kind of like Samsung in the fighting with Apple because Apple comes out with stuff that they've stolen ideas from other people and made them better. Samsung comes out with the new original ideas first.
That's true.
and then they get better.
It's true.
We're just pissing in the wind.
Yep.
You ready for this? Number 3. What is the name of the biggest moon that orbits Saturn?
I'm taking astrology next year.
What if I was like Googling this shit? You guys even notice? How the hell do you have 20 points?
Okay. Go ahead.
I said Uranus.
That's a planet.
That's a planet.
I
dude.
know.
Well, it's not really technically a
I
planet.
just wanted to say Uranus.
Exactly. That's
Nebula.
That's what I'm gonna say too.
Nebula?
Yeah.
No, Titan.
Fuck you.
Oh, that's where Thanos is from.
Right.
Yeah, damn.
Boom.
I didn't know it was real. Yeah.
good question.
Hey, Graham might think alike.
Hey, we get a half a point for being his daughter. I don't know.
we outnumber him, so we can totally challenge this. Actually, no, it's Nebula.
He's the guy that looks stuff up. He's like, yep, turns out it's Nebula.
All right. Number 4. So we're still 2-1-1.
Yep.
Orville Wright is the name of one of the Wright brothers that helped pioneer the airplane. What is the first name of the other Wright brother?
Okay. I have to go first, don't I?
You do have to go first.
Fuck. I'm gonna go with. I know this, man.
I don't know this. Again, the guess. This is all guessing for me.
I'm wrong, but I'm gonna go with Wayne.
Eric.
I said James.
Wilbur. Wilbur.
Wilbur.
Will.
What did
There's
you say?
like a
What'd you say-
a
what'd you say the other one's
window
name
of
was?
Our history where
What'd you say the other one's name was?
Orville.
what's with the weird?
All I
names?
could think of is
time
that
period, just
Little Wayne lyric was like,
weird
Orville
names.
Redenbacher. Where he's talking about popcorn.
I know. I was waiting for an Orville Redenbacher. You know he's from
know.
Indiana.
Is it really?
So is Michael Jackson.
Orville Redenbacher, and also Encino Man, Brendan Fraser. Is
Oh
from
my
Indiana.
God.
And I just saw on Facebook
What
that
happened to him,
20
dude?
years ago, The Mummy was released this
He was
week.
such a good-looking dude, and now he just looks like he's sick.
Hey,
or
I feel
something.
like he pissed off somebody.
He did
in
too much
Hollywood.
blow with Pauly Shore, and
He definitely
his
did.
hair's falling out. All right, what's the?
Last question. Who was the first father and son duo to hit back-to-back home runs in a single Major League Baseball game?
First.
I got it.
Do you really? No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I'll go first.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah, you can't go first. You
Hold on,
gotta
hold on,
wait.
hold on, hold on.
Nope. 5, 4.
I've got
You
mine.
made me go about Orville and whatever real quick, so go.
Redenbacher.
Go.
King Griffey and King Griffey Jr.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
I got one.
All right.
There's only 2 that it could have been, and it's either Ripken, Cal Ripken and his son, I think, or but it's definitely Griffey.
But
used to-
Ryan
the year.
took this one.
Huh?
Ryan took this one.
He did.
Yep.
I'm
I
gonna go
do.
with 98.
Could we do Final Jeopardy?
Hey.
And be like, hey, 92.
All the points in one pot.
Oh yeah,
Right.
do that for
Can we
sure.
guess?
Yeah, let's do
This
that.
is for all the butter.
No bullshit question though. That Orville Wright
Orville Wright.
bullshit.
Right, that was a bullshit question.
Who knows the other guy's name? Like,
Totally fucking made that
what's
one
wrong
up.
with you?
There's no way you knew that Orville
only-
was one of them.
Mad props to those two.
It's only the Godfathers of flight.
I don't give a fuck what your brother's name is. I'm just glad you invented
If
it.
you would have done the other one, if you would have done Wilbur and then what's the other one, I would have got it right.
Right, right. Everyone now knows
you
him
can say
as
that
brother
now.
number
No.
2.
Yeah.
Word on the street was Wilbur wasn't all there.
Poor Wilbur.
Oh, Wilbur.
Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Ready.
Rounded to the nearest hour.
Oh fuck, I'm losing. Oh,
So I won technically. This is just play around, right?
Rounded to the nearest hour, how long was man's longest time on the lunar surface?
What the fuck, dude?
Rounded to the
This
long.
is too much.
The nearest hour.
so it's just a straight one numeral.
Could
So
be.
when you say lunar surface,
Right.
So how long were they there? Not necessarily outside of the thing, but I don't know why
No,
I'm
no,
giving
how
you
long were their feet touching
Okay,
the ground?
okay,
on the
yeah.
ground.
so what is a lunar surface?
I'm just gonna go with 3.
It's a good number.
I'm going 1.
2.
75 hours.
I was closest. Yeah,
You didn't go over.
Almost 3 days.
I was closest.
Yeah.
What were they doing on 3 days? It's like doo-doo, like bouncing
Hitting
around.
golf balls and
and-
driving around a car.
I guess.
Change my answer. That is my new bucket list.
They weren't
I
even
want to
gonna
go to
drive
the moon.
around
They weren't even
a car
there.
on the lunar moon.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
They weren't even there. So let's get rid of
They
them.
were never there.
How much time did it take to film a fake moon
Yeah.
landing? 75 hours.
All right, so it sounds like I have to like make a winner sound effects.
And we'll come back to this, and we'll do this again. Clearly, we're gonna have to change this to
just take the sound clip.
Nobody can stop Shane or Ryan because I answered one correctly.
Somebody take the thing from damn it!
I'm actually counting Shane's first point. I think it tied between
Hudson,
Ryan and Shane.
Yeah, definitely got a tie.
I knew it was
What
Hudson.
first point?
Because there's probably
He said Hudson Bay.
there's probably a river, and then off to the side is a bay.
We got to play with integrity, guys. Come on. Technically,
There's no
I'm
integrity
pretty sure
here.
he landed on
Just
the river,
do the ending to this to any sound of like someone in the Roman Empire, like in the Colosseum, like going like this and going.
I'll
like
do
everybody.
I'll do it for yours, and then we'll have a different winner thing for Ryan. It'll be
We'll only be hearing theirs because clearly I'm not going
circus
to win.
related.
I actually want a funny
no, I'm
clip
gonna
from.
do the Zumiez guy.
I'll get some bad news.
Mad W's.
Pushed it on some trivia, dude.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and say that was a pretty successful first trivia.
It was a rough start, but we got it.
We got in there and we got it done, and we're gonna do it again. I don't know.
I realized that I don't know a lot about trivia, and I always thought I was good at it. I don't know why I thought I was good at it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty good at trivia, I think,
I always
especially
have
when it comes
confidence,
to
but then-
movies and TV and that kind of stuff, and or baseball. Not necessarily sports all the way around, but anyways, Judgment Day. Let's do that. You want to do a little?
Yeah,
Judgment Day?
I have to have a very specific topic with trivia, and apparently I've not gotten that recently.
I don't know. That trivia we went to was pretty fun, though.
Yeah.
we did well.
I'm down for some trivia, bar trivia.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
decent.
All right. Oop. Oop. Bip. Bip. Bip.
So, what about our questions we came up with to try to school you on some trivia? Did we have questions?
That was it.
No, that was he came with the questions, and I think he was the only one who brought questions. Shane, did you?
Oh,
bring
I had
question?
a question.
Well, if we do,
I didn't know how we were going to do that.
All right. So, what's your question?
Okay, I'm going to try to stump you.
All right.
What face is on the $2 bill? Whose face is on the $2 bill?
we just say?
$2 bill.
You go ahead
No.
and say.
So he doesn't know.
Thomas Jefferson.
It is Thomas.
Ah, see. All right. I feel stupid. I'm done doing trivia.
Yeah,
We're never gonna do it.
that would have been an
all right.
embarrassing.
Here's mine.
segment.
Here's mine. In Infinity War, what is the name of the group of people that helped Thanos? That was like his henchmen people.
The Black Order,
Knows the children of Thanos.
Children of Thanos. What was it?
I mean, it might be just another. I think but I know it's the Dark Order.
Okay. Well, I was close.
It might be. Now you got me thinking it's the Black Order. I thought it was the Dark Order.
The Dark
All
Children.
right. Go ahead and look it up. And I want to tell you guys about my experience at Topgolf.
It's time for Judgment Day. This is the part of the podcast where Juice and Shane judge the notorious idiots that surround us all. It's important to note that one of the guys doing the judging once shot himself in the dick. It's the Juice in the Morning with Shane podcast. What do we have today, guys? Listen now.
All right, so I went to
Listen
Topgolf
now.
yesterday, and I want to just go out of my way and say Topgolf does a great job. So if anybody listening from Topgolf, we're not talking poorly about you.
You're gonna get sued.
I'm talking about the service that you guys have had the last 2 times I've been. I just want to let you guys know that the experience was not optimal. I would say it was not great. So we had a woman come to our table, and she. Okay, so let me go all the way to the beginning. First of all, I get there. Everybody's kind of there. We were a little bit late. While I was sitting there getting everything ready, I was like, oh, there will be a server around eventually. I'll get the game started, get everybody like rolling on hitting some golf balls. Didn't see her for about 35 minutes, so I understand it's busy. It's a Saturday. There's a lot going on. But she finally did come to our table, got us our drinks, checked on us about 3 more times within a 2 or 3 minute period, and then would disappear again for another 30, 35 minutes. So, she was off on her timing. You don't just like check a bunch of times like, hey, how you doing? Mm-hmm. Good, I'm doing great. And then like come back another couple minutes later, hey, you guys still doing okay? Yeah, we're doing okay. You just brought us our drinks. Like I'm not that much of an alcoholic that I finished my drink in the last 30 seconds that you were here or weren't here. So she did that, and then at the very end, she did what has happened twice now with Top Golf, which is, I don't know if they're training their servers this way or what, but at the end, she had her tablet with all of our everything that we ordered, and she didn't have it all broken up into tables, which what's weird about it is other times I've been there, they've had it broken up. So it's like been separated. So it's clearly easy to do, or it's something that other people do. So then she kind of got an attitude with us, though, and said, the first person here told me you guys were all going to be on one bill. And I was like, first of all, none of us would have done that. The person that got there first, it was his birthday, so I don't think he expected to pay for everybody else's event at his own birthday. And then from then on, she just kind of kept screwing it up. The manager came. Then the manager was even a pain in the ass because he was like, well, you guys had more people than you were supposed to have here, so it kind of makes things difficult. And it was just one of those things that I've had I think I'm judging them because whenever I've been in the service industry or been in a position where I've had bad service, the people are very accommodating, very, very friendly to you because they don't want you to have a bad experience. And I was just kind of frustrated with the attitudes. Like, they were the ones in the wrong, I feel like.
Yeah.
Don't have an attitude if you're wrong.
I'd have to agree.
And there's a lot of stupid people that have attitudes when they're wrong, and it pisses me off.
That's also when, the customer's always right, and as stupid as that phrase sounds, it's pretty true. You're not going to get anything from. I learned that very early on as a server. I once told this lady that I was like, "No, this is what you ordered." She's like, "No, I ordered this," and she got real shitty about it. And so I could have avoided all of that by saying, "Okay, well, I'll go ahead and get you what you want, this instead," because it just avoided all of that intensity and her getting kind of like a little crazy on me. So I could, I just went and from that point on, I just go get people what they want fast as I can, as opposed to arguing with them, because it's not going to do any good. You're not going to convince somebody that you got. That they told you the wrong thing, even though you're for sure that they did.
Right.
So just get them what they want.
And the thing that I also wanted to add to it was it seemed like she was trying to, because we had a group of people leave earlier. So, I think that they didn't necessarily get everything on their bill that they ordered. And I think she was, trying to sneak the stuff on that they didn't pay for onto other people's bills, because we were telling her, she asked us what we had and was clicking it over onto our checks or whatever while we were standing there right next to her. And then she brought us all of our itemized checks after we all paid and said, yeah, everything on there should be accurate. And then two other people had a beer here, a beer there, and a beer there that were all three beers that should have been with the group that left earlier.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times when you can convince your manager that you've done nothing wrong as well, then they're also it gives you the advantage to be a little more snippy because you got your manager on your side.
Right.
So I feel like maybe that they had, the manager said was being kind of a dick too. So maybe at that point she had already been like, okay, I'm good but as long, that's the convincing I do is I'm convincing my manager that I didn't really do anything wrong. Right. So that, I can come off as I'm good because my manager and me are on the same page. But anytime when my manager's been like, no, you're fucking up right now, then that's when you got to be like, oh, I'm so sorry, and make up for everything. So
And to finish it out, she told, somehow, once again, in those, little bursts of, her checking on us in, three times in, 3 minutes, she was talking to me and she was like, yeah, we had the whole Pacers team here the other day and I was serving them and they were really mean to me. And I was like, man, maybe it's because you're not very fucking good at what you're doing. So that's probably why they're mean, not because the Pacers are mean-spirited individuals.
Yeah. There's obviously some people that have no business being in the service industry.
Right.
There really is. As easy as a job is, you can learn how to do it, even if when I first started, I had never done it before, and was decent at it out the gate, and now I like to consider myself pretty good at it. But there's some people that they're just not. It's just not going to happen. They don't know how to multitask. They don't know how to talk to people and nice, I guess.
Yeah.
So
and just efficient. That's all you need to be.
That would be the word to sum up everything at one time, is being efficient.
So here's my question. I've never been a server before. So what happens to the food?
So you're probably a shitty tipper then, aren't you?
I'm okay, actually, because I know
anyone that's never been a server is usually a shitty tipper.
I try to tip at least 20%.
Okay, you're good.
Because I figured, what, if people are...
You probably know people, too.
What?
You probably know people that are, in the service industry.
You just got to be mindful that their wage that they're getting paid is probably
Mine's
215.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Like I delivered pizzas for a little bit, and it's the exact same thing.
Similar,
Like you
yeah.
give off your tip.
Yeah, so that I would consider that service or service
I
type
guess.
job.
But so what happens when you return something because you don't like it?
We 100% do not eat it. As long as the only exception to that is if it didn't hit the table. If I walk up and it's in my hand and I'm like,
That's not mine.
yeah, then I take that back and we gobbled that shit down.
Right.
If I put it on the table and you touch it at all, it gets thrown away. And that's just me. I don't know what other people do when it's been touched or something. They might go put it on the table and say, "This was, mess up."
National Geographic, like the scene of like the lions eating the zebra.
That's what happens.
Go
in the
into a
back.
fucking restaurant kitchen when something gets sent back that's free, that no one's like the guest hasn't touched it.
I'm a
that's
germaphobe,
gross.
so I have to get there early and get my little
Oh, dude.
part of it
Fucking
because
frenzy over by Dish, by the trash can. Anyone that works in the service center knows exactly what I'm talking about. Everyone's just like, and people are walking by and they see it like, "Oh, is that for us?" Yeah. Fucking just go after it.
my judgment
Wow,
day is
that's
when
wild.
my judgment day is when that food comes back and I have servers at my work and say it's like a something you touch like dill chips or something or chips.
Yeah, if the guest touches it, then no.
No, I'm
trash.
talking about
He's
my
talking about
my judgment
coworkers.
is for like them grabbing one, deciding that they don't want that one, and then moving on to another one. And I'll just call you. I'll be like, "What the fuck did you just touch that for?" Like now someone has to eat that. I saw a girl like it was dip, and she put her finger in it.
Gross.
And I'm like,
See,
were you born in a barn?
But say someone eats it and they don't like it. Can
No,
you order
they're-
like another thing and not get charged for the first?
Yeah, so it's all a lot of times it's based solely off of how angry the person is.
Yeah.
If it's wrong, you automatically get them the right thing. Period. And they, but if depending on how long it takes it to come out, that's really big. The next thing to come out. If it comes out really fast and they don't really have anything to complain about, they had to wait like. But if they have to wait like 15 minutes, then they probably will give you your food free and also take off the cost of the thing.
Nice.
That's why this manager at Topgolf that you guys had must have just been completely checked out. It's like, fuck this, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Or just didn't go through any training.
Right.
Because
Right.
the whole job of the manager at a restaurant is making sure all the guests leave happy.
Right.
So they come back and you make more money off.
Dude, I have managers.
You don't argue with them, because then you're gonna piss them
Yeah,
off, and you're
then
like,
that's
oh,
all
fuck you, see you later. Like, no, that's not how it works. So it's, if they get queso, and the queso comes out, and it just came straight out, it's hot, it's not cold, and they're like,
It's a little too cold.
you gotta take it back.
There's
bring it
been
in.
exactly.
You know,
There's
you
been
don't
so many
argue with
times at my place say they get a wrap and they say no tomatoes. I'll put no tomatoes, and then it'll come out with tomatoes on it, and I'll still get in trouble.
Yeah.
It makes zero sense.
So wait, you get in trouble and not the cook?
Well, they're so busy that they're like, you must have just and they're
Kitchen
not,
never gets in
and,
trouble.
and they're not gonna like. Sometimes I'll be like, come over here and look. I says no tomatoes, and I've gotten to the point where I get petty and kind of shitty that they're mad at me. That I'll print the ticket off and be like, look, no tomatoes.
And then they're like,
Chinga tu madre, pendejo.
yeah,
Jim
no.
and Dale.
So
It really is a double standard with the cooks, though, because the cooks, I'm pretty sure, hate all of the servers. And when we mess up, they're like, "Oh God!" But when they mess up, nobody says a word.
yeah.
it's somehow our fault again.
Yeah, either our fault or there's nothing said about it.
This happened. This is a cardinal sin. So the lady friend is a vegetarian, and we went somewhere and she asked for her like a pizza or something without
came out
any
with meat on
Came
it.
out with meat, and she didn't know it. It was in her mouth, and so she had me
man.
take a
Oh,
bite.
no.
And I was like, "That's definitely sausage.
Yeah.
Like that tastes like sausage."
But I think just something to keep in mind that it really is not always the server's fault. All you can do is ring it in the way that you think is correct, and then hope that it comes out the way that you rung it in. Because I can tell you hundreds of times where I rang the right thing in and the right thing did not come out, or it came out, late, or it's been sitting in the window. And same with the bartenders. If I'm sure you're pretty quick on the well or whatever, but I hate when I order a beer immediately and then have to wait 10 minutes for it because I cannot give this beer to you until it's at the well. Until it's sitting there for me to deliver, I can't. And I'll just tell my tables, I'm like, hey, the well's a little bit behind tonight. As soon as that beer pops up on the well, I'll have it to you.
Yeah.
Well, and that's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Some servers don't understand that.
Yeah.
No, they'll just be
Just
like,
tell your guests, because I was a server before I was a bartender. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Hey, bar's a little backed up. Just
Yeah.
Most people have patience, and if they don't have patience, fuck them.
well,
They're not gonna do
I know
anything.
other servers that have blamed the well on the fact that their drink has been sitting at the well.
See, there's like, and from my perspective, yeah, there are some shitty servers. You'll sit there and like we have like mics on.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, so and so's drinks are fucking dying up
Yeah,
here. It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
frozen margarita and it's all liquid now.
Yeah.
I've seen someone who
they're-
could see the well and knew that their
Yeah,
drink was
they're like,
sitting
"Look
there,
at
and they're
my
like,
beer's
"Yeah,
right there."
I'm sorry, it took so
Yeah.
long in the well." And they're like, "Actually, I saw my beer sitting there,"
this entire
and she
time.
got in a whole bunch of trouble.
Yeah.
And she felt stupid
Awkward.
as shit.
That is.
Oh, that was yours, wasn't it? Oops.
The bottom line I want to get to, though, is I'm not blaming Top Golf. I'm blaming this server because she was not good at her job. I've done the job. I know what it takes to do a good job. Everything that you guys are talking about is very accurate. She was not good at her job.
I think when you mess up, it's just the best thing to do is just be honest. I've told my tables before. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this on the show before. But like, hey, I forgot to ring your food in. I'm really sorry, and I will get it out to you as soon as possible. And they care. They
Honest,
respect
yeah,
that way more than they do. Like, oh, the cooks, man. I don't know.
Because they know you're
Yeah,
lying.
yeah.
So, you know,
That or they're going to assume you're lying.
she needs to get better.
Yeah.
What's
I
your
don't
guys'
remember.
Whoever your name is out there.
What's your guys' judgment?
waitress.
We'll come back. We're coming after you.
I said I was going to
Jessica.
I was going to get on Yelp and tear her a new one, but
Jessica L.
I don't know.
Jessica L.
From the way you described her, it didn't seem like she had her life together all that
No.
well. So let's just
had
give her a break this time.
She
had some train tracks on her
She had
arm.
like red lipstick, like weirdly on her
In her
lips,
teeth.
Like she looked like
She was just shaking.
She looked like a cartoon character. I'm not gonna lie, like a cartoon character that's like completely disheveled and can't like keep their life together. That's what she looked like.
You just said your mom wasn't like lipstick here, eyeshadow here. Instead, it was like,
I just pictured it like it's her last day and she's just like, fuck it, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, that
I'm just
might have
gonna-
been it.
that's a thing too. I hate when you're working with somebody and it's their last day and like you're closing with them or something and they just don't give a shit. And I'm like, dude, can you just like for the sake of me, hold it together just a little bit so we can get through this shift? Because I get it, man. I get it. You're on your way out. You've been under the Scotty's reign for a few years and you're just ready to get the fuck out of here. But
Taking
please,
shots.
please start running your food. Please stop neglecting your table. So they're like, hey, sir, can you get our server over here?
Yeah.
It's like it's like the
Oh, he's in the back playing euchre on his phone.
it's like super bad where he like comes up to him and he's like, "You're just drilling holes." Yeah, it's summer. Fuck it. Fuck it.
All right, who else has got a Judgment Day?
Yeah, so I got one. I see this all the time at the gym. I work at the YMCA, so a lot of older men will be in the locker room.
I heard it's fun to stay there.
At the YMCA. Yeah, so
Not this one.
I'm sure some people listening will relate. When you're in a locker room and
guys-
I don't shower, in the
Old guys with
locker
their
room.
dicks out?
Dude,
Wrinkly
okay.
balls.
So there's certain scenarios where I'll shower in the locker room if I got to go somewhere and I want to be clean after the workout, whatever. But this older generation, they
Baby boomers.
treat the fucking locker room like it's the 1940s still, walking around butt ass naked.
Yeah, like a glass of whiskey.
And the nastiest thing, and this is where I get that whatever, like
Yeah,
walking around
see?
butt ass naked, you're comfortable with your dick flopping out. More power to you. I don't really care about that. So
Did your boy see the paper today?
yeah. Just like, don't look at it. The thing that just makes me want to throw up is when you see these fuckers walk from the shower into the stall or to the urinal barefoot.
Oh, yeah.
Taking a piss or sitting there taking a shit barefoot. I'm like, dude, there's fucking piss all over the floor.
You're gonna get athletes.
Like, what's wrong with you? And then they proceed to leave. They get done taking their piss or taking their shit with their bare ass foot on the pissy ground. They go into the locker room, walk on the carpet. Disgusting. And then they go fucking they struggle to put their socks on, their damp ass piss feet. And they're like, yep, time on. And I'm like, dude, that's fucking gross.
That's true, dude.
So gross.
I think
and it happens all the time. I
think
see it all the time. It's
old
just
people are
oh.
just like, I made it this far.
Like, God.
Well, what's funny is I've seen
disgusting.
at the LA Fitness that I go to, I saw the exact opposite of that. It was a Asian gentleman, and he had flip flops, but he had
Smart man.
He had paper towels like under his feet, but on top of the flip flop, so that
Hey.
so that he
Better
was-
than barefoot on
Yeah.
piss floor.
And so he's like, I was just blown away. I was like, dude, how serious are you about not touching the floor? Because I'm bad. Like I've done the move of like walking around barefoot too much. Like
maybe that's an Asian thing. That's why these white men won't do it because they don't want to appropriate that guy's culture.
I just picture this.
Damn it, I don't want to do this.
I just picture this old white guy coming home and opening the door like, "Honey, I'm home, and I brought some piss from the gym with me."
I'm like, what are you gonna do with those socks? Like sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll wear the same socks, a couple times before I wash them.
I thought you were
judge me if you want, but
you
whatever.
It's
But
better than
if
walking on a piss floor.
on a piss floor, put my socks on, I'm throwing those socks away. That's fucking gross.
Yeah,
And the shoes.
piss on your
Then you're
socks.
driving all the way home with those piss socks
Dirty
in your
piss socks.
shoes. Shoes are too expensive.
I thought
stepped in
that.
piss.
Old people
Stepped in
buy.
piss
Old
at the
people don't
gym.
buy expensive.
No,
shoes, though.
he walked away to take a shit.
I had to go poo.
Real quick,
that was fast.
in the locker room,
Fly by
old
Cooper.
ass men. It's always old ass men getting out of the shower, barefoot, walking around butt ass naked. So barefoot, walking to the urinal or to the stall, barefoot on piss floor. Because
Gotcha.
under a urinal, like it's just piss written everywhere, and they're just chilling, like no big deal, like not even like tiptoeing it. They're just fucking.
That's why old people's feet look that way.
It's all wrinkly.
It's gout.
It's the acid.
Yeah, it's like I didn't know gangrene was still around.
Yeah,
I definitely thought
Agent,
you were.
Agent Orange on the. It's actually from piss.
I definitely
Right.
thought you were bringing up the move where they do the Captain Morgan, where they put
Yeah,
their
their
foot up
balls
on it,
are
and,
just
they're talking to you that way.
See,
'Cause that's
And
funny.
they take there's no rush on getting their fucking
Nope,
underwear on
that's
either.
funny.
They
That's
take
so
their
funny.
sweet ass time. They'll do that last. They'll put their hat on, they'll put the sunglasses on, make sure their phone puts their shirt on, and then put on their underwear.
I thought your judgment was going to be old white dudes at the gym naked as shit. That's why I left. I was like, I wasn't expecting a part B to the story.
It's the feet
I'm
that
glad.
really bother me.
Ye have been judged.
Kevo, did you already go?
No, my judgment is this French revolutionist. His name is Maximilien Robespierre. He lived back in the day during the French Revolutionary War. He was just a bad guy. He was known as starting the Reign of Terror. That's it.
So we're judging. We're judging that guy.
We're judging old dude, and look at his face.
Oh, nice.
So he was the guy.
And he was the one who started the Reign of Terror. He looks kind of like a pussy.
Yeah, he does. He does. I mean, with the wig and everything else, terrible dude.
So it's like Jacques.
Yeah.
And he could say whatever the fuck he thought you, or he can make it up, and then
Exactly.
guillotine.
No, I didn't. Honestly, I didn't really have a judgment. this week.
So what was the Reign of Terror or
I have
whatever?
no idea. Wow. Fuck, I don't know.
Well,
I didn't really-
time has already judged him because he's dead.
Yeah,
Common
he's
folk
dead.
killing the royal noble people. Pretty much the gist of it. I'm not an expert on
He's
the
not a
French
history.
Revolution,
He's not a history major,
but
but
that's
that's
kinda
pretty
what
much what it
happened.
is.
It was a
I'm
revolt.
getting the we don't know what the fuck we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting that idea.
So
I didn't really have a judgment.
Maybe just say that. Then.
I had more of a shout out.
he really just wanted to say his
He
name.
went to the bathroom and was like, "Bad people." Okay.
Maximilian Rowe.
Jacko, a stew.
This guy looks like a d-bag. Let's go.
His fucking powder wig.
Right.
Yeah, he had syphilis and his hair fell out and he had to wear that wig.
Probably got that wig at PAX.
There you
Fucking packs.
No, my shout out was really the. Have you guys seen the Karate Kid reboot? That's on
No, is it
YouTube?
good?
Yeah, it actually looks fucking
Phenomenal,
cool, dude. Yeah,
So I
I'm
had to get the YouTube Red for 30 days just so I could finish it because
yeah.
they give you the first 2 episodes and then
It's good
The other-
I like that they painted the bad guy in the old one as a good guy in this one. And he's kind of
like since the fight, his whole life fell apart.
and then the
He
other
was like ruined.
and then the other guy's like a car salesman.
He's a
and-
car salesman.
Since '85, he's been a fucking just junkie.
Dude, it was like
But he can
really.
still kick ass.
I saw he's
Still has all
like I
of
saw
it.
that he's like, did you beat up a bunch of teenagers in the parking lot? And he's like, no.
It was so awesome because there's a lot of cursing in this one. and there's a lot of like weed references and a lot of different, like it's a lot more adult humor, and it's just done really well. So
that's a good one. That's definitely something we need to check out.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it for sure.
Yeah, big shout out to the dudes who
Good Judgment
created that. Decided, you know what? Let's bring back Johnny as a loser.
There's some things that should just be left alone. That is one that I would agree that could be done right again.
Right.
Definitely done right.
Judgment for Shane.
I've already done it twice, I think.
Yeah,
I did.
You did too.
Yep, that's
But
right.
you can go 3. Why not?
Fuck it. I mean, how about them? I don't know. Fuck. Let's go. Let's keep going. I don't got nothing. So, what's up next? That's it. Really?
Yeah, I feel like we've kind of hit everything. No, really. I'm done. I've expended my energy.
You know what we should do instead of the Patreon for the video? We should do a Patreon of like this. The mic's turned on for an hour before the show. Yeah,
that would be fun. Pay $1 and you can have that. I also wanted to talk.
You're gonna get
piss.
You're gonna crawl under. No, go ahead. You can.
I gotta take a piss, everybody.
I also wanted to talk about.
That was me during your judgment. I was like, oh, damn. All right, I'm out of here.
I'm gonna, I'm getting ready to be done with school, and I'm
I'm
gonna have a little. I got it on here. I'm gonna be, having a little more free time than usual, and I thought, what better time to, work on my, physical self. So and really the only reason I'm bringing this up is because I want people to hold me accountable. So I weigh hold on. I know you're going to say something about you don't do any exercise.
No, I know. I was going to say something about my man tits, but
those would go in the same. This is a subcategory. But yeah, so I weigh like 212 pounds, 210 pounds, something like that. And I want to get down to like 185. I know that seems like a lot, but 4 years ago I weighed like 172, 173. So it's really not all that crazy. And basically the only reason I'm bringing it up is because I want to have people hold me accountable.
I'll hold you accountable.
And I don't want it to be like the not drinking in the month thing, because we just stopped talking about it because neither of us did it. But I want people to hold me accountable and you to bring it up during the show to make sure that because that's the only way I'll do things if there's stuff on the line. If and we might want to come up with something, something that good happens if I do it, something bad happens if I don't, because that'll really drive me to actually do it.
I feel like and this doesn't have to be for the weight thing, but if there was anything that the negative would be that you had to cut your hair, like buzz it all off, would make me laugh so hard because that would be because you're working so hard to grow it out.
Yeah, so that would probably be a good so
we'll come up with something, but
good for you.
That works. We'll start with that, but and it'll be for sure the punishment if I don't.
Yeah.
But right now, just like I said, I just want to.
Do you have a time frame of when you want to hit this?
See, I don't want to do it too soon because then I'll have to cut my hair. I do want to, within a month or two, I want to make like a drastic change because this is the kind of guy I am. I don't do like that long, like 6 month like transformation. I'm either like, I'm gonna literally just do a bunch of cardio and eat less food because that's and I may be unhealthy, but this is how I've learned to lose.
I feel like
yeah, I want to eat healthy things so I am feeling good also. And this isn't only just to lose weight, it's also to feel better. And I'm going to start going to the gym more yada, yada.
I know that is because I make very poor choices when it comes to food and drink.
Yeah, so I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way.
Because I go to the gym like 3 to 5 times a week. And I work at diet.
True.
Change your diet.
So I'm either going to quit drinking alcohol altogether or I'm just going to barely do drinks and vodka. And that's not it. But anyways, that's basically it. I just want to be held accountable and you guys to give me a bunch of shit if I don't do it.
Yeah, and then the show, I'm also working on. My little sister apparently has like a really badass camera, so I'm going to have her come in and maybe do some pictures while we're doing the podcast. post some more stuff on our social media.
Sounds
on
good.
On the Facebook, on the Instagram, on the Twitter. I've kind of like ignored Twitter lately, so I apologize if there are people that follow us, and I haven't really been posting on there too much. But
Yeah.
I feel like it's everything. Everybody that follows us on there is just another podcast. So they
Don't you
really
have
care.
stand-up comedy coming up?
Oh yeah, Wednesday.
nice.
It's going to be.
Wait, this
it's-
Wednesday?
Yeah, it's going to be awful. It's in Anderson. Show starts at
Where the
8
hell's
o'clock.
Anderson?
Anderson, Indiana. It's up
that
north.
north?
Yep.
What's the brewery called?
It is Kettletop Brew House.
Okay,
and it's Kyle Buck. It's the Wednesday night mic. Man, I'm gonna have a busy week. I got a lot.
Yeah,
Of,
I'm not attending that, and I want to. It's just I have finals this week. I got 2 more days of school left, and I really just want to, take care of that. And then,
Yeah, and speaking of that, I start school the 14th.
yeah,
You're
so
going back to school.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna finish. I gotta finish this degree, man.
Nice.
I'm so close.
Congrats.
So
What do you
close.
have left?
I have 78 credit hours, and I need 120. So
yeah, you got a year and a half.
Yeah,
or
pretty
something,
close.
Yeah.
But I'm also going to be taking the classes like 1 or 2 at a time until I'm done because I can't afford to. I couldn't go to school full time and work full time. I'm too much of a pussy to do
What
that.
do you do? You're not at BioLife anymore?
Nope. I am a manager of a occupational health clinic, and I'll leave it at that.
Oh, that's cool.
Kills people.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is.
Anybody want to throw a shout out of a good show that they're watching or something?
I already did Karate Kid.
Karate Kid.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Cobra Kai, actually. Cobra Kai.
Oh,
Apple pie.
Are you a Westworld guy?
This is tough. No,
I'll go ahead
see,
and-
that's my.
I'll go ahead and tell mine if you
I
guys.
watch old stuff. I don't watch like the new stuff that's.
How about the Jersey Shore
Kinda
remake?
frustrating.
On yet?
That's good.
Good.
Gabby.
Is it good? Are they all
Gabby.
old?
It's
and like,
it's just you imagine it's going to be.
now,
It's
is,
them. It's them.
Sam in it still?
No, but and they bring a like a sex doll and like dress it up as Sam. Pauly D, like, all right,
Sam was the hottest one.
I'm getting way too into it, but this season they like Pauly D is like the funniest one out of all of them, and I can't remember watching back in the day. Was he as like
He's always been the
a
funny
big
one.
character, like where he was always funny?
I think
He was always a very.
I think first season he was like kind of like you know, and then second season he was like it was all about second and third. It was
But the
all
thing
about
with thing with
Pauly.
him is he's super neutral. He doesn't argue with
Yeah,
anyone. He
he's
doesn't get in
never-
arguments, and
he's
to
like
see him get
everybody
mad
else.
is like very rare.
Yeah, he was like the super smart ass one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's
Oh,
like
man.
the comic relief for sure. Yeah,
he
It's just
definitely
all he wants to do is have a good time.
he
Yeah.
brought that. He's the one who brought the sex doll, and he's like, I figured we needed Sammy,
and he's
here."
really doing the best out of all of them because he's a DJ and he toured with like Britney Spears.
Oh, and that's the other thing I wanted to say involved with that is everybody they're all getting ready to go on vacation, and you're seeing everybody's house. Pauly D's house is like insane. It's like sick. Like he's like got all of the coolest stuff that you could imagine, like that money could buy.
'Cause
and then you see everybody else, and they're all doing well, but like they just have a different look. And
Yeah.
like he's single. He has a kid, but he's single.
Yeah.
And he does whatever he wants to do.
I
and
think
he's
he
like,
does a lot of pool parties in Vegas and
Yeah.
he just sells. He did like tours too and does
Right.
that stuff. And he was with Britney Spears, so I know he made a shit ton of money from that. And I can't really think of what I think. I know like the situation did like Dancing with the Stars and had a big drug problem.
No, and the situation had the drug problem, and he didn't pay his taxes. So
Yeah.
that's,
Dude, remember the
that was a
Donald
big-
Trump roast when the situation got up there and it was just fucking
Like
cringeworthy,
crickets,
dude.
yeah, like crickets.
Oh yeah, he was really bad at that.
Terrible. Like there was no laughs, and he was just like kept going joke after joke, and he was like waiting for the
Can we
laughs.
just
and they
talk
didn't-
about how you made me realize that Donald Trump did a roast and he's our president?
Yeah. Well, they were talking about that because that was the first time we ran in 2012.
That's awesome.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think the Jersey Shore thing's a good thing that I've been watching. A show that I got into on Netflix, or no, not Netflix, Hulu, is Community.
It's a good show. I do like that show a lot.
Is it because you're going back to college?
No, it was. I always have, like I've said this on the podcast before. I always have a show that is the show I fall asleep to, and I just pick something that has a lot of seasons. That if I fall asleep while it's on and I miss something, I'm not that worried about it.
The dark-haired girl from the Community, the one that's like a little goodie, she
Yeah.
is like so hot to me.
She is, and they make her better looking like as the show
it
goes
goes
on.
on, yeah.
And that show just goes off the rails so many times.
does.
Like,
It's so- have you seen the paintball one where the whole episode is them having this giant paintball.
They do it like 3 or 4 times too.
Yeah.
Because it's like their season finale thing that they did. That's a good show though. If you haven't watched Community, go ahead and pop on there.
I think the one I'm watching right now that probably not a lot of people know about, but it's on HBO and it's called Barry, and it's about it's about a guy. I can't think of what his name is off the top of my head, but he is on Saturday Night Live. But anyways, he plays a hitman, an ex-Marine who's a hitman, and he basically like wants to be an actor, but he's like can't get away from this hitman thing, and it's like a mixture of him being a hitman, trying to be an actor, and it's like a comedy.
I heard of people talking
so it's
about
actually
those.
really, really funny. But he's the guy in like the beginning of Pineapple Express where it's like in the 1940s, and he's the one that smokes pot.
It's
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader, yeah. So it's him, and he's super funny, and I don't think they could have picked a better person. And it's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out.
There's like these Armenian guys or something, and they're just it's just so funny. I don't know.
There's a show I do want to check out. It's called Killing Eve. It's on BBC America.
I have not.
Oh, dude, it's like I guess it's 5 episodes in, but it has Sandra Oh from Grey's Anatomy fame. It's essentially like a female Dexter.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
But apparently, it just mind fucks with you the entire like 5 episodes so far. So.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Man, I was going to say something. Oh, so the PTO Unlimited podcast also, I just thought of this because they had talked about a show, like documentaries they were watching. They were talking about Planet Earth. Do you remember watching Planet Earth?
So it's funny that you say that because I watch that now with my daughter. My daughter loves it.
It's amazing. It's one of the.
I'm just like my daughter doesn't like anything that's not cartoons, and so I turned it on one day, and she's like, "Turn on the animal show!" Like, and she just
sloth swimming in the first. Like,
is that when it's trying to like he's trying to escape, isn't he?
I saw the one with the lizards that like walk up on their feet, but there's snakes that come after them, and there's like hundreds of these snakes in this one lizard, and you just see all these snakes trying to get to this one lizard.
That's like one of the viral, like that video went viral.
And he's like, and he gets away
because he gets away,
and he like tangle him up for a minute, and then he still gets away. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome. It's
Yeah, it's awesome. The nature is a terrifying place. It's crazy
For sure.
Just outside of our door out here, I was watching there's a group of 3 male ducks. It's hilarious. They're like a bunch of bros because they like follow around the female ducks, but like it's literally you'll see them chasing the female ducks. The female duck will disappear, but then you'll see them just swimming back and forth again. It's kind of like Night at the Roxbury where they're like doing that thing. Well, what's crazy is they finally had a group. I think it was like a couple of female ducks, and then there was like a goose that was like following them, like not a Canadian goose, but like just a white goose.
Yeah.
And the white goose snuck up on one of the female ducks, grabbed it by its neck, and was like holding it underwater, like trying to murder this duck. And the 3 like bro ducks like go like swimming over there, and they're like biting it, and it's hilarious because they saved the chick duck. And it was just, I was like, this is like shows you how brutal nature is, because there's nothing I could do.
Because even when it comes to ducks, there's still some like savagery.
They're just gonna like murder each other
So
because they don't like each other.
You think those mallards got laid?
Oh yeah, they definitely did, dude.
Have you guys heard of this guy named Coyote Peterson?
No.
He's a YouTube guy. Kind of think of like Steve Irwin type of YouTuber. And anyway, his whole gimmick is like he goes around and he gets stung by the worst creatures. It is hilarious, dude. It is hilarious. Like, amazing. You got to check it out. But
I've always thought it's been crazy when people are like immune to snake bites, meaning that they've been bitten by snakes so many times.
Yeah, it's kind of
that's
fucked up.
fucking weird. Like, maybe not do that.
We're gonna have to watch this. Like, I went down a wormhole and I was stuck watching his videos for like
YouTube,
an hour and a half.
YouTube will do that to you.
And final thing that I want to shout out there that I think people should watch are those videos where people are telling each other dad jokes and they're like not laughing, like they get a point.
Oh, they get a point,
so they make the other person laugh. Definitely check that out because I laughed my ass off at that one.
That's a good one.
And the Zumiez guy.
And the Zumiez guy.
That's my next wormhole right there.
What's the song that we want to listen to on the way out today?
I don't know.
What's upbeat in summertime?
How about 311 and Amber?
You and the every song sounds like Sublime.
What's a summer jam?
I don't know. I guess I don't know.
A good summer jam?
Yeah.
Walk Off the Earth.
You could do some Lay Me Down by
Sublime.
by
Same.
Dirty Hits.
Dirty. Okay.
Don't mess with them.
I know. I'm thinking of everything that can be included on a 311 playlist.
If we're gonna do
Stone Love.
I was gonna say if we're gonna do one of those type songs, why don't you just do "Summertime"? Right.
I grew up with them
Sublime.
actually.
Kona
Story.
sound.
Yeah. My brother actually went to school with those guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We can talk about this all day.
I'm trying to like keep
my girlfriend's best friend dated Rome from Sublime and Rome.
Yeah, I got high with them.
Nice.
I got to see them at the Bluebird in Bloomington.
Yeah. I was at that show.
Were you?
Yeah.
I saw Fitz in the Tantrum there.
Yeah. Everybody has.
You've seen
I've got my summer jam. I'm just gonna pick it because it's completely different than everything that you guys said. Let's see though. There's an ad, so we'll get it through here.
Oh, okay.
Can you just pause the podcast and have
Can we just play Warren G and Regulate?
Banger.
I love this song.
It's a summer banger.
Oh, wow.
Every morning there's a halo hanging from the corner of my girlfriend's four-post bed. I know it's not mine, but I'll see if I can use it for the weekend or a one-night stand. Juice in the morning. Juice in the morning. Juice in the morning. Juice in the morning.